What an absolutely insane move today, and honestly it doesn't even look like it's done. As you can see, we have already dropped a ton. This is currently QQQ. I usually watch QQQ to trade Nasdaq, so we opened right around that 476.50 and we're already down near, well, now we're about to drop back below that 470 level. So absolutely insane volatility, and these are the kind of days where I think traders miss out on opportunities. If you found yourself trying to buy the bottom and you kept getting stopped out, and then we came up and then it starts coming back down, you try to buy the bottom again, and unfortunately this is a common thing that most beginner traders do, and that's why they never become profitable. You need to identify the overall direction. Everyone has their own set of indicators they use to help identify the direction, but for me, I like to keep it as simple as possible. The 50 EMA and the 9 EMA on the 5-minute chart has slowed the market down for me, and it has allowed me to identify these patterns. So what do we see? I had this huge level that I had marked out pre-market. We rejected hard off of it, and then we supported that area, then we rejected off of it. So for the entire week, it's been a key area. My game plan was, I thought we were going to reject, come down, and then what I was looking for is these pre-market lows. Like I always say, the pre-market leaves clues. So we had these pre-market lows at 474. My favorite setup is the break and retest. Today, that's what I traded. So if you mark this level here, we came down, we broke below it, and then I don't like to get in on that initial flush. I like to wait. So what did I do? I saw we started rejecting, we're still coming back up, we started rejecting. To me, this was kind of like a bear flag, and I entered short here, expecting us to reject that big level as a break and retest. And then I ended up getting out at the low of day, which was essentially almost an instant, like 35-point move on the Nasdaq. As you can see, the market kind of respected that level at low of day. We came back up. We still held under those pre-market lows and even the lows right before the market opened. And then we just straight down underneath the 9 the whole time. We tried to get above the 9 back here, but it looks like we still have a lot of increasing selling volume. So I would not be surprised if we continue to move lower. I think this is anticipation for NVIDIA earnings. A lot of rumors and speculations are out there that they're not going to be as good as everyone had hoped they were. Obviously, you never know, but it seems like there was a lot of institutional and systematic selling today. You don't see this much volume unless large positions are getting rolled off or puts are being bought. So one other thing that I think people could use, I love TradingView. I'm sure there's indicators available for whatever platform you're using, but the pivot points, this is going to be pretty eye-opening to see these levels. So where do you think the pivot points are? Just looking at this chart. So if we plot them, look at how we got under them, we came back, we touched those pivot points to a T on a double top, came back down, then we held below the next pivot point, and then where do we go? Straight down to the next one. And that's exactly where we bounced. So if you don't have these pivot points on your chart, you should, because a lot of the big players in the market and a lot of traders have them. And what you want to do is you want to see what everyone else is seeing, so you can try to play the momentum and find those key areas versus not having that overall picture or understanding of what the market is doing and what probabilities there are that could possibly happen. So definitely keep that in mind if you have TradingView or if you have pivot points available on your charting platform. I think it's worth checking out. Obviously, this is not financial advice, but to me, I mean, it's a no-brainer. It clarifies everything. You had so much, like, your risk is so small for your reward at these levels. You break underneath, you hold underneath. I mean, your stop can be to these lows, so you're risking, like, it'll be like 10 points on Nasdaq for, I mean, you could have had over a 100-point move today. Like I said, I locked in like 35 points on one Nasdaq contract, so I had a $10,000 day across my 20 Apex accounts, and we'll dive into that trade now. Now, as mentioned previously, this trading YouTube channel will always be fully transparent. I'm going to cover all my trades, not just the winning ones. And as you can see here, I did get stopped out on a short that I had taken earlier. I lost roughly 10 points. As you can see, I got in right at that 47 level, and then I got stopped out at 56. So right around 10 points was the first L that I took of the day. That was roughly $160 per account, and that's across 20 Apex accounts. And this is a reminder that you can take your stops and then re-enter. Like, don't adjust your stops to have higher risk. Just, get stopped out, ran to the trade at a better position. And as you can see, these two top wicks on the 5-minute look like they were forming more of a bear flag. So I expected us to at least sweep the low of the day. Usually Nasdaq sweeps the low of the day by like 5 points. So I put my profit target 5 points below the low of the day. And then as the trade starts to go in my direction, I trail it. And we start to see some volume and big sell orders come in here right around that 550 level. As soon as we break that 550 level, my stop is right above it. I know that if we are bearish and we're going to go down, we're going to hold below that level. And as you can see, as soon as we finally did, we absolutely flew all the way down to the profit target and locked in 35 points within the matter of that couple minutes there. And luckily I did, because like I said before, Nasdaq likes to sweep those levels. So we went 5 points below that previous low and then bounced right back up. This is why you should always have a good idea of how whatever it is you're trading moves. That way you can lock in these profits before you potentially get a reversal or you potentially miss out on a wick. And then before you know it, the profits that you thought you had are cut in half or you're back to break even. So if you do trade Nasdaq, this is something I highly recommend. Just set the profit targets out there. More often than not, I've seen a huge flush or a huge pop and then a rejection to where you could have got filled on that huge pop or flush candle, and then you would have locked in your profits guaranteed. Or imagine if you were still holding this trade, you'd be a little nervous seeing the bottom wick here, and then over the next couple of candles you also still get a bottom wick because buyers start to try to step back in. So yep, that was roughly right around $500 per an account. So it was a $10,000 day trading 20 Apex PA accounts. And this is the power of using prop firms. I'm going to be making a video here shortly on the benefits, the pros and cons of prop firms, because there's been a lot of people that have been asking me, like, why not use your own personal account? Why not use 20x the amount of leverage instead of using 20 different accounts? And I'm going to try to go over that and explain it in depth, and that's going to be one of the first portions of the basically, like, I don't know anything about day trading to hopefully fairly competent about day trading playlist that I plan to make on this channel for free, because as I said before, I'm never going to sell a course. I just want to put out all of the information out there. This is mainly for friends and family, but if you came across this channel, I hope you find some valuable information, whether it's something you want to do or don't want to do in your trading. It's all out there. I don't think there's such a thing as getting too much information or seeing too many different strategies, because it kind of gives you an idea and maybe it sparks a change in your strategy. And that's all it really is. Every day you get better and better at your reading price action, seeing how volume is, and then eventually you can capitalize capitalize on these movements in the market. If you were able to capitalize on the market movement today, definitely drop a comment below. If you struggled today, also drop a comment below. Kind of let me know, what videos you guys would like to see, anything you'd like me to discuss and kind of go over. Also, what levels you're watching and what you think is going to happen during these NVIDIA earnings after hours. It's always good to hear just a bunch of different contrasting opinions and strategies and styles. So make sure you drop some comments below. Trying to build a good community that kind of all helps each other and maybe shine some light or some insights on different topics, different levels, different things you look for that you've either struggled with or been able to profit from. So hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to like and subscribe if anything in here was useful, and stay tuned for more videos to come.